Hey guys, what's up? Shannon here. It's August 1st, and figured I'd give you guys an update. Also upgraded the camera because the shitty one on the computer just wasn't cutting it. Hopefully this one's doing better. So it's been about a month or so, maybe a little more, since my last video. And the reason I haven't updated is I went on vacation. We took like 3 weeks off and went up the East Coast. Went and visited my family up in Maine. And then kind of traveled the Great Lakes back down. Saw a lot of cool places. Went to the Statue of Liberty, went to Hershey Park, and on the way back we hit Niagara Falls. So it was a good trip. It was long, and I was ready to come home. So we went up to Maine and saw my family, and the main reason why I went up to see them is to come out to them and tell them about my transition. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a bloodbath. My parents didn't take it very well in high school when I came out to them as being lesbian. They disowned me, they shunned me. I had to fend for myself for a while, and so it wasn't a very good experience. So I was really dreading this whole coming out to them about transitioning, because normally you don't see people change that dramatically. And I know I haven't lived with them, but I talk to them on an almost weekly basis, and it just didn't seem like they were really changing much. In fact, my sister had told me that they still refer to Sabrina, my partner, they still refer to her as just my friend or my roommate when they're talking to other people about us. So I didn't think they'd really changed much at all. So the day comes, and I'm a nervous wreck. I was expecting to walk out of there leaving my family behind. And in fact, they completely surprised me, surprised my sister, and basically surprised everybody that I know. And they were completely open and accepting, and I'm still in shock. I mean, this is like 2 weeks ago, and I still can't believe it. And they actually they asked me afterwards how I had expected them to react, and I told them, I said, like high school, but a lot worse. So, and the best part about the whole thing is that my father actually apologized for the way that they treated me in high school, and said that he had overreacted because he thought that I was hanging around the wrong people and they were influencing me. So, but he said that he realizes now things aren't a phase, it's me, and they've learned to accept that, and I couldn't believe it. And they said that they would love me no matter what. They said that they knew that I had to do what is best for me and what's going to make me happy. So that was awesome. And we had talked a little bit about Sabrina, and we had a family reunion. So some people are asking me about Brina, because it was so hot. She and her mom ended up leaving early because the heat was almost unbearable. So people were asking me about her, and they knew we were together. They were just asking where she was and everything. Like, nobody thought twice about it, which was good. I mean, I honestly, I wasn't used to that. I thought people would be quiet and, just kind of hush-hush about it. But they were all very open about it. So that was a really positive experience. And my father apologized for not introducing us to everyone. He had actually organized the whole thing, and he was exhausted, and he just forgot his manners. So it wasn't a huge deal, but you know, he asked me. He said, you know, I know we called Sabrina your friend. He said, but how should we, or what should we call her when we're telling people, you know? And I was stunned again. So the whole reason why they were referring to her as my friend or my roommate is because they didn't know what to call her, and we had never talked about it because I never talk about my sexuality or anything with them. I don't really talk about my personal life with them. We, you know, when we had the falling out in high school, I didn't really talk to them that much about that aspect of my life. So, but we discussed it, and things are good. They even went so far as to ask if I had planned on changing my name, which at this point I plan on keeping my name the same because it's so universal. So I told them I'd just probably change the spelling of my middle name. And so my mom was happy. My mom's fairly simple-minded, so it's really hard to change her mind about something when she's got it set. She doesn't like change. But, you know, they just said, well, we love you no matter what, and you're always going to be our Shannon. So it was a really good feeling. I mean, I was on cloud nine the whole time. I was emotional, but in a good way. So it really helped us build our relationship. I think it actually brought us a little bit closer together, and that was completely the opposite of what I was expecting. So I guess you could say my situation is kind of living proof that people can change. I really didn't expect it. So, you know, it may be the same in your case. If you're having problems or you're afraid of how your family, your parents are going to react, they may surprise you. So that was definitely a really great thing. Even to the point where they made me change my plans. I went out and stayed with a friend on one of the islands out there in Maine. And I'd planned on going straight from the island and heading back through New Hampshire and Vermont and on down home to Kentucky. And my parents actually made me promise that I would come back on my way back through and stay one more night. So I ended up having to change my plans a little bit, but it was good that they really wanted me to come back. So that shows how well things went. And another positive note, things went so well. I was so excited. I scheduled an appointment with my therapist the day after I got back because I just had to tell her how everything went. And she was so happy with the way things went and the way I handled myself, that she gave me her stamp of approval. So she said that as soon as I want my letter of recommendation, she will give it to me. And as much as I want it right now, I really want it to at least have in my hands. I want to see it. But I've got a couple more steps I've got to do before I'm really ready to start hormones. I mean, the biggest thing is insurance. And I really, really hate being held back. It's one of those things, and I've heard other people say it's, you know, you do something, you wait. You do the next step and you gotta wait. It's just taking a step forward and waiting. So, but my therapist and I talked, and, you know, we both definitely see me on hormones easily before Christmas. I'm really hoping I can start within the next month or two. So there were a couple of little hiccups this summer, but I think the big reason why she didn't say anything before is she wanted to wait it out and see how the whole family situation went. And but everything went well, so she had no problem giving me my letter. So I'm super psyched. Let's see, what else? Another thing, on our way back down, like our last pit stop in Maine, and we stopped in New Hampshire and Vermont. So our first 3 stops on the way back to use the bathroom and whatnot, I was happy because the places we stopped, the restrooms were non-gender specific. So I didn't have to worry about getting dirty looks from anybody, you know, going into the wrong room or, you know. So that was awesome. I really liked that. I think it's a good idea. I think everybody should do it. So that was really cool. And I almost took a picture. I was so happy about it, but I didn't. I probably should have, but I didn't. And oh, another thing, I visited with a friend of mine. She was one of my middle school teachers, and we've kind of kept in touch. She actually has a transgender son as well, so I thought that was really cool. But so we got together and we talked the last day I was up there in Maine. We got together for about an hour or so. And her husband came up sort of midway through our visit. And she introduced us, and she introduced me using male pronouns the whole time. Like every time she referred to me, to her husband, she referred me as he and him and his. And so that was really cool. Because it's really the first time anybody's referred to me that way. I mean, other than... Hey guys, what's up? Shannon here. It's August 1st, and I figured I'd give you guys an update. Also upgraded the camera because the shitty one on the computer just wasn't cutting it. Hopefully this one's doing better. So it's been about a month or so, maybe a little more, since my last video. And the reason I haven't updated is I went on vacation. We took like 3 weeks off and went... Hey guys, what's up? Shannon here. It's August 1st, and I figured I'd give you guys an update. Also upgraded the camera because the shitty one on the computer just wasn't cutting it. Hopefully this one's doing better. So it's been about a month or so, maybe a little more, since my last video. And the reason I haven't updated is I went on vacation. We took like 3 weeks off and went... Hey guys, what's up? Shannon here. It's August 1st, and I figured I'd give you guys an update. Also upgraded the camera because the shitty one on the computer just wasn't cutting it. Hopefully this one's doing better. So it's been about a month or so, maybe a little more, since my last video. And the reason I haven't updated is I went on vacation. We took like 3 weeks off and went... Hey guys, what's up? Shannon here. It's August 1st, and I figured I'd give you guys an update. Also upgraded the camera because the shitty one on the computer just wasn't cutting it. Hopefully this one's doing better. So it's been about a month or so, maybe a little more, since my last video. And the reason I haven't updated is I went on vacation. We took like 3 weeks off and went... Hey guys, what's up? Shannon here. It's August 1st, and I figured I'd give you guys an update. Also upgraded the camera because the shitty one on the computer just wasn't cutting it. Hopefully this one's doing better. So it's been about a month or so, maybe a little more, since my last video. And the reason...